Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended. And in this video, I'm going to show you something really cool that is kind of like a little hidden feature of Scorched Earth. Inside of Scorched Earth, there's actually a possible chance to pull up a treasure cache map. Now, you can get anything from primitive to ascendant treasure maps, and they have some absolutely insane loot inside of them. I'll go ahead and show you some of the loot you can get, how to get these maps, and exactly what you need to do, everything from step 1 all the way to the finish. Before we get that far, I'm going to go ahead and consume one of these so you can actually see, consume. Really? You're not going to let me? There it goes. Okay, cool. So basically you can see level 60 required, and then requires a shovel. So as long as you have a shovel present, you can go ahead and get close to it. Now, as long as you are close to one of these maps, it'll give a little green symbol as soon as your treasure sign is out. And you can dig anywhere that it has the green open, and it'll pull a treasure chest up from the ground. Now, that treasure chest will have loot inside of it corresponding to the level. So you can see that's a 374% Ascendant pistol. This is on 1x, okay? So that is an insane piece of loot, right? That's going to do crazy damage. So this is on 1x. So that could be any number that you're getting. You can get over cap items using this. So we're going to go ahead and hit E on that map, and then we'll go ahead and go to the next one. You can see that they are randomly dispersed around the map though. It will say that, you know, hey, this is where you need to find it. You will probably need to have some time to move around the map in order to grab these things, because they're just random. I haven't found that they spawn in specific areas. To me, they spawn kind of randomly. And then boom, you pull up that treasure chest, and look at that. That is insane loot right there. Look at that. That's crazy. And then you've got a 179 armor Castroids saddle. And then, yeah, so that's pretty crazy. And we'll go ahead and consume the Mastercraft one just so you can see that one. And then I'll kind of show you how to actually get these treasure chest maps. And it's pretty cool. So as long as you're within that green, right? So as long as it's green, you take your shovel out, dig, and it pulls up that treasure chest for you. You do not need to be on the actual thing. So it pulls up. Oh, look at that. Ascendant Trike Saddle, 267. So that would be above cap on official servers. That's crazy. So those are the kinds of things that you can get out of these treasure chests. It's insane loot. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's crazy. Just right off the bat, 1, 2, 3, 4 ascendant items, and it took me no time at all. So essentially what you're going to do in order to get this is you have to have a shovel. So you will have to have the actual Bob's Pass, or someone in your tribe has to have it. You don't necessarily, you can pick up a map and not have the Bob's thing, but in order to actually use the shovel and stuff like that, you have to have the actual DLC, I think. Not totally sure. I'm sure there's ways to work around it, but you know, we'll see. At least to make the items, you need it. So in order to do it, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do the process. So you need any sort of tame or just by hand. And the chances are, give or take, right around 5% for some creatures in order to drop one of these maps for you. Now, this, you do not need this. I'm just showing you perfect scenario, by the way. Some of you are gonna be like, this is cheating, blah, 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 blah. Don't care. So anyways, I am on a wreck, so I can one tap all these creatures. Now, the creatures that I have seen this stuff spawn the most from has been scorpions and then bats. Now, those two are completely random in the amount of loot that it's gonna give you, right? So here's just a few of them, and if I go ahead and attack them, there is a small percentage chance that I will actually get some loot from these guys. Now, and then what you can do is you can go into your inventory, and then the treasure map will, just like it would for like a primitive bow or a primitive stone pick or a primitive hatchet, it'll go straight in your inventory. Now, obviously I didn't get anything from that, so you can go ahead and try, I'll go ahead and try something else here. It is and give or take, by the way, it's about a 5% chance. So if you kill 20 of them, you're probably going to get one, but it's not guaranteed. I've tried beetles, mantises, phasos, carnos, sabers, just about everything that you can think of. I've gone through almost all of it. Anything that can drop loot can technically give it, but it seems to have a much higher probability with things like onyx, right? So onyx, for some reason, have a higher probability of giving it. I do not know why. And I'm going to go ahead and get on a smaller creature so it actually aggroes to me, because I'm getting sick of that thing just not working. But it's just completely random. You could have awesome luck. You could have terrible luck. It just depends. And it seems to be that the higher level, and this is like approximate, by the way, the higher level, the thing that you kill, the higher probability you have of getting good loot. So there's a higher chance of getting one of the higher level maps. So if you get a 150 versus a level 1, you have a bigger loot pool opportunity to get more. So just, I mean, I know that's a little bit confusing, but it'll make sense in a second here. So I'm gonna use the Tapejara because everything aggroes to this thing. And then we're gonna go ahead and spawn in a whole bunch of these bats. Now, I'm spawning in cave level bats, which means they're spawning in right around 450. I think technically the highest you can hit on an official server is level 600. So the higher level the bats, the better off you are. So I'm going to spawn in right around 40 bats. And right about there should do it. So now there's a random chance. Sometimes you're going to get it, not guaranteed. And I'm going to go ahead and start biting. And then I'm going to walk in a circle, and you can see I've already got one of the maps. If you look on the left side of the screen, there is a map in there. Sometimes you get a couple, but it's just random. So this thing's bite area is terrible. And then we're going to go ahead and finish killing these things. And boom. Okay. So inside of our loot, you can see that I got a random dropped treasure chest. I guess 2 of them. Sweet. So I got 2 treasure chests. The bats seem to be the best, but it technically can drop from, I've seen it drop from Rexes. So it's random, right? And the ones that gave me the Ascendant Wolves actually were giving me the Ascendant treasure chests. I think it's random based on that though. So that is how you get them. You just have to continue to kill random things and it'll show up in your inventory. Technically, you can be the one to attack it too, but your tame works just fine for attacking those things as well. So just to show you the difference between one of the regular maps and then an Ascendant one, let's go ahead and go over to this one. Yeah, it's not huge, but it's a noticeable difference. Let's go ahead and dig. You usually get some form of, when you do the regular ones, some form of resources instead. So there's some resources, and that's a 197 Calicatherium resource or saddle. So look at that. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is just stuff you can passively get when you're actually going through Ark. It's an insanely awesome mechanic. It's overpowered to get really, really crazy loot. You should always pick these maps up. Whether it's a primitive or whether it's Ascendant, you're still going to get good things out of it. I don't think that your shovel necessarily makes a major difference, but it could. So I'll look into that a little bit more. But yeah, you can get some crazy loot out of these things. So hopefully this video helps you out. And if you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel. All right, other than that, teach.